Alright guys, hello, welcome. Elite Fitness and Nutrition, Speed and Agility Online Training. This is our fourth Speed and Agility Online Training session. So we're going to start off here. Remember, you're going to do some rolling out first, okay? So spend a good 5 to 8 minutes focusing on rolling out IT bands, hip flexors, glutes, hamstrings, calves, different things like that. Primarily lower body. If you do have tight shoulders, you might work on some upper body shoulder stuff so you can get some good arm action with your running. All right. So once you've rolled out, we're going to start our warm up just like we do every other warm up for the first half. Okay, from the neck rolls to the torso rotations. So real quick, we'll just go through those here. We've got 5 neck rolls one way, 5 the other way. Remember, shoulders hang heavy. Head just rolls around the collarbone. Elbows locked out tight, nice tight arm circles, 5 one way, 5 the other way, and then big arm circles. Elbows stay locked out, getting as much range of motion as you can each direction. There we go, arm across, all right, 5 on each side. Keeping those arms up at shoulder level, getting a good pull across. Then we're going arm up, same thing, 5 on each side. There we go, pulling back, swinging down. A couple more. Now we've got internal, external rotation. So remember on this one, elbows bent at 90 degrees up at shoulder level. We're just going to rotate down and back up. Keep your good posture. We don't want our shoulders rolling forward. We're just trying to get that ball to rotate in the socket. We're going to do 10 reps. All right. There we go. And then we're going into our torso rotations for 10 times. Hips locked in place. Once again, good posture. Working down the back now there on the torso. So once you're done with that, we've got our 10-yard mobility for the lower body, okay? So we're going to start off with our knee hugs. So we're just going to go hugging nice and tall. Remember, bottom leg straight, extending us up as we hug, going all the way down to the end. We get down to the end, we're going quad pulls. Remember, I'm grabbing the shoelaces, heel at the butt. Knee gets pulled back behind the hips. I'm just going to pull and step. Feel free to throw in a little bit of a lunge. Make sure you keep all your weight on that front foot. Right there. Boom. Chest up, abs tight, all the way back to the back. Now we're going shin pull. So remember, shoelace and shin pulling up. Knee raises up outside the shoulders. So I'm just going to pull. I'm being very careful not to twist my knee, but to elevate it. I don't want my foot to go above my knee here when I pull. All the way down to the end. Turn it around. Right into squats. Toes straight ahead, butt back, knees out. Knocking out 5 good squats. Keep those feet flat, and right into lunge and extend. Lunging out, same arm, same leg. Elbow goes down to the inside, hips sink into it, back leg straight, trying to stretch out the front leg as much as you can. Back and then front right here. Alternating. Notice here how I'm not letting my knee go forward over my toe. I'm just letting everything sink down. Boom. Right there. All the way down to the end here. All right, then we're going into our lateral lunges. So, facing the cones, toes straight ahead. I'm going to step out. I'm going to lunge to the right side. Butt goes back. Chest stays up. Knee, push to the outside, lined up right over the ankle. Back together. There we go. Once I get halfway, I'm just going to flip directions right here. Chest up, feet flat, knees behind the toes. Not going too wide with your lunge. You want to be able to bend those knees. All right, from there, you're staying facing the same direction, and you're going to drop into your curtsy lunge. I'm going to flip around just so you can see me here. I'm going down, both toes pointing straight ahead. Belly button, shoulders, everything is squared up. My weight, my belly button, my center of gravity stays right over that front foot. I don't want to shift away there where I'm going to put pressure on that back foot. That back foot should be nice and light. All the way down and all the way back. All these movements are super important to go through for a good 5 minutes before you start doing anything else. It's just getting every muscle in your body, every direction kind of tuned up. All right, so last one on the general mobility is our leg swings. Kicking up, swinging back, reaching down to the ground, stepping forward. Remember, bend that front leg a little bit if you need to reach down. You should feel this pretty good in the back of your legs. Make sure you're not leaning forward. You're reaching back, keeping that foot nice and flat. Here we go. Boom. All the way to the end. All right, you got your quick water break. So we're going to go into the second part of the warm-up, which is going to be our speed and agility and technique specific drills that we're going to do here. So starting off, just like we have many times before, marching A's is one of those crucial ones because it's just about repetition. All right, doing it every single time to where you don't have to think about it too much. So we're going to start off right here. Marching A. Remember, knees up, toes up, shins back, elbows bent. And we're just going to stay in that good forward lean. I get halfway, and I'm just going to, right here, driving through the ground, keeping my good position all the way to the end. Now, when we come back, we're going to go all the way down in what's called a forward B-skip, all right? So I'm going to pick my knee up, but instead of striking back, I'm going to kind of imagine like I'm riding a bicycle. So I don't want to reach out necessarily, but I am going to have this little bit of an extension. So right before my shin gets to where it's going to angle past 90, that's when I'm going to hit the ground and kind of pull through on the ball of my foot. It's a little tricky. This is a good drill for when you get up to top speed, which doesn't happen a lot of times in a lot of sports, but we're going to work on it a little bit today. So you can see, keep my foot, toe curled up, knees up, and I'm just going to pull that ball of my foot, just kind of pulling through right there a little bit. And that's still even a tough one for me. All right, so now we've got C-skip, all right? So now I'm going to make it a little more drastic. This is not going to be any kind of running position. It's just simply getting us fully warmed up to pull ourselves through. When we're accelerating, we're leaning forward, and we're driving, driving, driving. As we get to top speed, we start to come a little bit more up as we tend to pull through a little bit more with our run now because our angle has changed, okay? So this is called a C-skip. So I'm just going to keep my legs straight, stay on the balls of my feet, and I'm just going to hit the ball of my foot, keep my good arms, and just pull through all the way down to the end. There we go, all right? So that's the first part there. So the second phase, we're going to work some lateral stuff now, okay? So we're going to start off simply with our lateral marching A, right? Knees up again, nice and slow. You don't want to cross your feet. You don't want to fall over, but you want to kind of lean into this, right? And we get halfway, and we're just like we did forward, except for now our focus is driving laterally, right there. I'm pushing. See how that moves me along? Boom. So that's going to help us warm up right for that change of direction. So let's go the other way. Same thing, right? Slow, slow, boom. Knees up high. There we go. Once I get halfway, I'm striking. Right here. Very nice. All right. So now we're going to do the lateral B-skip, which is really just a hip opener. All right, so I'm going to be facing backwards. I want to make sure that my belly button, hips, shoulders, everything stays squared up. I don't want to be rotating. And I'm just going to pick my knee up and rotate it out. Notice how I'm keeping my foot tucked underneath me. I'm not going too fast. Keep my shoulders controlled and just working it on opening up those hips right there. All right, so high knee karaoke. So now we're closing off, stepping across as we do this. Remember, not too fast. We want to get lots of reps. Up and over right there. Boom, slow motion. Just like that. Same thing going back. There we go. Elbows stay bent. So now we've kind of really opened up one way and then closed off the other way. All right. So last one we got here is going to be power skip. So we're kind of going back to straight ahead, all right, to really finish off our full power. Okay, so we're just going to push off and extend power. Boom. There we go. And same thing, I like to do 2 of these, get at least 4 to 5 reps in each one. Push it. Notice how my arms, look at my position. I'm still trying to maintain good running position. All right, so let's quickly get a water break. So now we are all warmed up. We are moving on to the first drill here. This is called 4-cone fast feet. So what I'm going to do here, I've got some cones. So 1 every step and a half. So there should be 5 yards here. So I have 4 cones in a 5-yard space. So starting off, we're just going to do 2 reps, okay, 2 rounds. 1 clockwise and 1 counterclockwise. And you know, so you guys can see better, I'm going to move this up. There we go. Just so you have a good view of these 4 cones. All right. So the idea here is speed, control, stamina. All right. So I'm trying to move my feet as fast as I can. All right, right there. I'm going to move myself in a nice tight circle around this cone. Slow and tight as I move with my feet chopping rapid fire. So I have to go fast with my feet, but control my body right here. Notice how I'm just letting my arms relax. As fast as I can go, I get all the way back around. Once I get back around, I'm just going to nice and easy. See how slow I'm moving? I want to give myself 15, 20 seconds. Because it's going to wear you out. We're going again. As soon as you get there, hit it. Fast, keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Boom. Relax. And you're going to continue to do that for 2 more here. So I'm going to let you finish that. I got a few more of these to do today, so I got to try to conserve a little energy. So finish off the one side, and then we'll come back around and we'll go counterclockwise. Okay. So as you walk back around at the start, we're going other side counterclockwise, just so we're making sure we're training our body in all angles, both directions, right? So I'm just hitting it fast, right here, keep my arms relaxed, try to keep pushing. We're only just the last round. We're only doing 2 rounds because it takes a lot out of you. So hopping up, going to that next one. Right there. And then boom, you hit it again, okay? So continue on that last round. As you can see, I'm already wearing out and I'm not even doing quite the full workout here. Once you have finished your second round, get a drink of water, rest for at least 60 seconds, while I demonstrate what we're doing here on this next one. So this is going to be what we call pro agility. Somewhat similar to the zigzag drill, although we're only going to focus on sprinting, turning. There's not going to be any shuffling or any backpedaling today, okay? We're going to do 6 reps. That's 3 going one way, 3 going the other way, with about 30 to 45 seconds in between, depending on your conditioning. So if you're in a better shape, you can limit it to 30 seconds. If you're a little bit out of shape, you might want to stretch it out to 45, okay? That 15 seconds over 6 reps will make a difference. The idea here is to push ourselves hard, and by the end of this, you will be worn out, but it's not conditioning, okay? We want to rest so we can focus on the techniques we're trying to do here, okay? So I'm going to always start in the middle, centered up on the balls of my feet. My first movement, or left, okay? My hips. Hold on one second. Apologize for that. Okay, so the first movement is opening up my hips one way or the other. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to plant with this foot and I'm going to open up with this foot, very similar to our lateral V-skip motion, okay? So I'm going to get low right here. I'm going to open up, boom. Now notice when I open up, look where my toe is pointing, right at that cone. My shin angle is back, and I'm ready to push hard, just like a sprint position. Bam. I'm going to take off. I'm going to sprint to this cone. I'm going to chop it down, get myself all the way turned. Look at my legs. Lowering my level, angling my shins back. Now I'm going to press my feet through the ground right here. This foot is actually my press foot, okay? So I'm going to step across. Boom, and look at that. Right into my sprint. Down to the other end. Chop, 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 plant. Inside leg is the push leg. I'm going to push through the ground, step across, and sprint through, okay? So, the idea here is we open up at the start. We open our hips. On the corners, we're going to close them off, okay? 2 different movements. So, we're going to do one here in real time. Well, I'll do about 80 to 90%, so I can really show you guys some things. And then you're going to stop the video and knock out 6 of these, just practicing with your 30 to 45 second rest. So I'm here, pushing out the right. I'm going to open up, chop. I'm going to drive here, sprint across, chop, 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 boom, and sprint through. So I start in the middle cone, and I'm sprinting through it like a finish line, okay? I'll do one from the other side just so you can see. So I'm giving myself that time to rest. I'm usually walking back nice and slow, right? I can have a stopwatch. Gets to be about 5 seconds. I'm going to line it up. Now I'm going to go this way first. All right, I'm going to push off this left leg, open up the right, into my sprint, chop, 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 cross step, chop, 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 cross step, sprint through. Start off slow. Think about these things and build up, all right? So, work on those and then come back for our last thing. All right, guys. So the last thing we're going to do today, after you finish your 6 reps, we're going to knock out 4, we'll say 3 to 4, okay, of these 100-yard sprints. So if you're in good shape, 3, or if you're not in as good shape, maybe just get through 3 of these. 4, or if you want to push yourself to a few more, maybe even up to 6, that's kind of up to you. 6 will probably be good after all that stuff you've just done too, but everybody push yourself to your level. Just remember, it's not conditioning necessarily, it's going to make you tired, but not at the expense of the technique. So if your form is breaking down and you're just running, it's time to shut it down. Cool down and then get into your stretching, okay? So here's what we're going to do. 100-yard sprint. So we did some short sprints of just like 20 yards a while ago. So that was all just drive phase, drive, drive, drive. Now, with these 100-yard sprints, you get to kind of feel that extension where you're in top speed and the change in form from acceleration to maintaining speed, okay? And that's going to look like basically from your marching A's and your A skips to becoming more like your B skip, where you're kind of pulling out and through there, okay? So you want to be on the balls of your feet, but you want to kind of think about the proper position as you kind of hit a little bit of a forward B skip type action, okay? So you're going to start off, and this is obviously only 10 yards, but this is just going to be, this isn't to scale, but we're going to stretch it out. So you're going to start off, right, drive and drive, and as I come up, you're going to see, as I come up, I start to change how my feet go just a little bit. So come from this side so you can see I've got my good starting position. I'm going to drive, 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 coming up as I get to top speed there. All right? So I want you to think about the difference in feeling after those first 20 yards as you work up to top speed. Still have that little bit of a forward lean, making sure that you're not heel striking. The big thing here is making sure, right, that our shin doesn't angle out in front of us. Because if that happens, physics tells us every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I don't want that ground pushing back against me where I have to fight it. I want to be pushing through and using my momentum to carry me on, as opposed to smashing down and having to fight all that, okay? So that's just what we're working on, and believe me, it takes practice. So start off slow and build up. All right, once you're done with this, we're going to do a basic stretching routine. So pause your video, knock out your 3, 4, maybe as many as 6 reps. I would give yourself the time it takes to probably walk back the 100 yards. It would be like a fast walk, but I would probably give you a minute and a half, okay, to 2 minutes on these. All right? The first couple are going to feel good, and they're going to be like, oh man, I can shorten the rest of them. But by the time you get done with like 4 or 6, even giving yourself a minute and a half rest, you're going to be gassed, okay? So let's go 90-second rest time on these sprints, all right? And you can, of course, modify that a little bit for how you feel. So, pause the tape, knock out your reps. Once we come back, we'll go through our quick stretching routine. All right, guys, so you've cooled down after those reps, you've walked around a little bit. Good job. That's probably about a 30 to 40 minute workout just alone right there, even without the stretching. So now toes together, reaching down, focusing on our breathing. So remember, when you're just reaching down, knees locked out, touching your toes, simple things are effective, but how you do them is important. So we're relaxing, inhaling slow, exhaling slow. We want to make sure we've given ourselves some time to let our heart rate come down so that we can breathe effectively in these stretches, okay? So every time you exhale, that's when you increase the stretch. 5 big deep breaths at least on each one. All right, once I've done feet together, I'm going cross. Right over left, knees locked out, reaching down, hitting my breaths. All right, just breathing through it. And then I'm going to do the same thing the other way. All right, simple. These are easy, but man, if you really work them, they are effective. All right, just reaching down and stretching, okay? So we're kind of working the back of our hamstrings and a little bit of the outside. So now I'm going wide stance right here. And I'm just going to reach both hands to my right side, right? Anchor myself. Just let my nose fall to my knee. Let gravity pull me down. You get your 5 deep breaths. Go into the other side. 5 deep breaths. And then back through the middle right here as I claw my fingertips back. I might even widen my feet out just a little bit there as I reach through. All right, so I'm going to let you finish those for just a second. I'm going to grab a quick drink and we'll go on to the other ones. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and go down to the ground now for the second half. I got my spider stretch, right leg out in front, left leg tucked back behind. I got my shoelaces turned down. Belly button goes right over this front foot right here. Right hand, right in front of the right knee, chest over the foot, and I'm just going to lean forward. I want to keep my posture a little bit here. I don't want to just collapse all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to have my head up, shoulders back just a little bit here. Holding that for my breaths. And then you'll see, I'll do this right here, keeping this tucked back around. I'm just going to reach around and finish off that stretch right here. I'm going to twist as far as I can, keep my hands close to my body. All right, so I'll show you from this angle. Hands close to my body as I turn around and look at that back foot, trying to stretch that hip, okay? And we're going to do that same stretch, switching, going to the other leg. I'm going forward, and I'm going backward. All right? Altogether, stretching should probably take you, I would say, 10 minutes, okay? 8 to 10 minutes at least at the end you should be spending going through all this. So once I finish right here, all right, we're going to go to our calf stretch. All right, so I'm going to be on my hands here. If you have a wall, all right, you can just lean up against your wall and stretch that back foot, stretch that calf, pushing that heel down. All right, doing both sides. Or you can go down to the ground right here, elbows locked out tight. I'm just going to press my heel down to the ground this way, top foot pressing the bottom heel to the ground right there. I might kind of raise my hips up a little bit, all right, and just stretch that calf, okay? So once you're done, you can do, if you have a band, okay, you can do some of the upper body shoulder stretches. That's the one where you're going to go, if you've watched any of our strength videos, you're going to go above the head right here, okay, across the body, and then behind. Okay, if you don't have the bands, don't worry about the upper body stretches necessarily right now. All right, guys, so if you want to know more about the upper body stretches and you're curious, maybe if you have a band, you don't know what they are, or you'd like some modifications that you can do without a band, contact us, let us know. We'd be happy to share some of our other videos that you might not know about that show you a lot of options. All right, guys, thanks a lot. That's the end of day 4, speed and agility. Keep on working. Good job, and see you next time. Don't touch it, Scott.